Gusto na diyan. Ario, you'd like na diyan.
Present, good afternoon, one and all. We are indeed honored this afternoon to have in our midst the most important man on the land, His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, and our cabinet ministers. From my left, we have the Honorable Onid Waldron, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. We have the Minister Anand Prasad, Minister within the Local Government Department, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Minister Mustafa, and of course, Honorable Minister Honorable Ministers to be here with us as we sit back. I know we're behind time, but of course, when the President is on the ground, you know what happens. So I would not delay. I now hand you over to our Honorable Minister Anand Prasad from the Ministry within the Local Government Ministry of.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, my cabinet colleagues, residents of Charity in the Pomeroon, a special good afternoon to each and every one of you. Charity, since the PPPC took office in 2020, there has been a transformation of Charity on along the Pomeroon River. The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development has, over the years, spent quite large sums of monies to develop the embankment along the Pomeroon River, which is ongoing, and the development of Charity itself with regards to drainage and irrigation and roads. But what is important this afternoon is this market that you're sitting within. On the 6th of July, 2023, disaster struck and the market was burnt. And immediately, His Excellency asked the Minister of Local Government and the Minister of Public Works to start the process of rebuilding. And we all know that His Excellency is for the people of Guyana, all the people. And he wanted this market to be done in a swift manner. We went to the drawing boards, came up with the plans, and back and forth we did some adjustments, and this is where we are today. I've had several meetings over the past couple of weeks with vendors who were occupying the market, and I can safely say that they're all pleased with what we have done so far and only awaiting the actual official opening of the market. Mr. President, I would want to implore upon you this afternoon, as you finish your talks with the people, for us to have a little tour of the market, and secondly, to ask you to visit Charity once again when we are going to commission the opening of this market. I want to thank you once again in coming out in your numbers.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your brief remarks. I'll now bring to the podium our Honorable Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Honorable Susan Rodriguez.
Thank you very and all of the public servants who are here today, and more importantly, the people of Charity and the people of Region 2, good afternoon. Allow me please to apologize but nevertheless we are very pleased to be in Charity this afternoon. And as I'm coming in, I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces because we've done a lot of work in Region. I spent a lot of time in this region even before going into government in 2020. And I'm always happy to be on the ground here in Region 2. And the people of this region are very fortunate because you are separated from Region 4, where we reside, by a river. We are here so often, and President has made sure that all of the members of cabinet frequently and that is why our presence here in Region 2 is particularly important because of your geographic location. We want to keep you close to us, and we want to make sure that you feel our presence. And I must say that the meetings these days are much more relaxed. People are coming out and listening and you know, a few years ago when we first took office, people were really anxious and impatient because after 5 years under the previous government, 5 years of neglect, 5 years of stagnation, 5 years of frustration, people were very happy to deliver on all of our commitments in all of the sectors. And so standing here 4 years later, we can all speak to you feeling very proud that we have done most of that work already, and we still have another year to go. And many of you would have seen the progress, many of you would have felt the transformation and witnessed it in your various communities. To see us build on the achievements that we've already made. I spent 3 days last week in Trinidad and Tobago. And during one of the workshops, we were talking about public consultations. And I was telling them about how we do public or community consultations in Guyana, and I was describing this. And I was also talking about residents of communities, people have a chance to air their views and speak directly to their leader. And to my surprise, everybody in the room already knew that. Because all of the parliamentarians around the Caribbean have their government, every single policy, every single program, and they are looking at Guyana and looking at President Ali for leadership, for regional. We gone clear. In the next election, we ain't gotta do anything else. But, you know, we have the negative voices in society. And so, some people, we cannot, it's difficult to get this president and the work that we are doing to transform Guyana. People in the Caribbean, people in the region, and people internationally know that Guyana is on the right path, that Guyana is on the path to prosperity, and that Guyana is on the right trajectory. And that is why they are looking to President Ali. That in their own countries. And these are things I consider very important for the people in our country to understand the impact of the leadership of this president and how much work we have been able to accomplish just in 4 years. So if you can measure that, then you will understand just how bright a future regardless of how you look, regardless of which region you live in, we will bridge all of those gaps. And President Ali has said over and over again that prosperity will come to each of your homes. And I believe him. And I believe that he will deliver on that because I have seen it. I've seen him every single day deliver on all of a president like that, you know that you are in good hands. So I wanted to open with those remarks this afternoon, and then now I want to come a little bit closer to home in the housing and water sector. So I am very pleased to report that over the past 4 years, we have developed within this region alone 1,000 new lots in 3 new areas for the housing sector. Over 700 house lots have already been allocated in this region. We have allocated nationally 40,000 of the 50,000 house lots that we promised to deliver. Here again is another example of not just a promise or a plan, often what the opposition has, but real implementation. Implementation that you can measure, progress that you can see, proof. You know, they say the proof is in the pudding. Proof that the work is being done. We have a housing area in Onderneming, and we have here in this area the St. Joseph and Buxton housing schemes, for which account for those over 700 house lots. We have spent $1.4 billion in new infrastructure in these housing areas to allow access to all of these areas. We have upgraded roads in existing areas. Very nearby to here. And he made a commitment to complete the regularization of that area that he started before 2015 when he was Minister of Housing and Water. And we were able to successfully complete that regularization process and create 226 lots within the charity squatting area. Another promise delivered under President Ali. We didn't stop there. He also made a commitment to the community there that he would invest in the infrastructure so that people can no longer feel like they're living in a squatting area. And a few we went back, we visited the community, and of course, they said there's still more work to be done, and we agree. And again, only recently, we approved approximately another $100 million for further upgrades in the charity squatting area to complete the area holistically. So those people in the area have proper roads to walk on, to access their homes. They paid, I believe, $92,000 for those house lots in that area. And today with the upgrades in that area, many of them have personally reported to me that they were able to take their titles to the bank, that they were able to get loans. Many of them have improved their homes that they're currently occupying. Some have started businesses. And even now when I walk in the charity squatting area, it's completely transformed. And that is the type of progress that I'm speaking about. When we talk about progress, it's not an abstract thing. It sometimes takes a long time, but under President Ali, you can be assured that it will. What is important? That's half the work already finished. When you have leadership that you can believe in and that you can trust in, that's half your problems disappear automatically because you know it will get done. You know it will be delivered. Similarly, we know that another issue within the region is the Lima Sands area. And while it continues to be our objective, Lima Sands area as an example that we have to resolve. People who occupied there informally many years ago, people who are living on a land that is already owned by somebody else, who have title for a different property. So a lot of housing issues that we have to resolve there, long-standing issues. And not so long ago, we made a decision to send a team into the region for them to start to cover the entire Lima Sands area. So we're starting from Anna Regina, and we're going all the way to Hampton Court, verifying every single lot within the entire Lima Sands area. We're scanning there to make sure there is correct occupation. We are verifying the vacant lots, and we're settling the dispute matters as we go along, so that all of those people who live within that Lima Sand area will have their issues addressed. All of their land matters will be addressed in that Lima Sands area. And I know that that is a very important matter that is often raised here in Region 2. Going over to the water sector for a little bit. I know that the people of Region 2 do not currently enjoy the best quality of water. I know that many communities have access to water, and we have We have a continuing program to ensure that all communities have first-time access to water. So for example, we've drilled a number of wells in the Pomeroon River and in some of the other areas. Some of the wells that are completed were completed in communities such as Martindale, Marlborough, Karawab, Bethany Village, Wakapoa, Hackney, and Kapui. These are areas that have benefited from newly drilled wells, allowing them first-time access to a potable water source. And only today, before we started our meetings, we had the honor of having President Ali visit the Onderneming water treatment plant, which is close to completion. We are looking to complete that water treatment plant by the end of January and bring it into operation by February. So in this region, you already have a water treatment plant at Lima, which covers Walton Hall to Affiance. With the completion of the Onderneming water treatment plant, that will cover Taymouth Manor to Supernam. And more recently, we have awarded the contract for the new water treatment plant in conjunction with the Caribbean Development Bank to be built at Maria's Delight. And that will cover Paradise to Charity area. So I gave you the areas of coverage so that you will understand, and if you know the geography of your region well, you will realize that these 3 water treatment plants will cover the entire Essequibo coast. So all of those, so no gaps. So all of those people who are still getting rusty water, as soon as we complete these treatment plants, this entire region, the entire coastline of this region will have access to clean, treated water. And that is another promise that we made when we came into government, which is to ensure that we achieve 90% coverage nationally on all of the coastline areas, 90% coverage to treated water. So this is the plan or the program for Region 2, and we have similar water treatment programs for all of the other coastal regions to ensure that we deliver treated water. In the area of St. Joseph and Buxton, where we allocated about 400 lots within that area, I know that many people who were allocated are waiting to identify their lots. About a week ago, we were able to complete all of the infrastructure work in both of those areas. So all of the roads are completed, the bridges are built, the culverts are in. But we had a flooding issue within the area, and I know many of you are aware of it. So we have enlisted the help through Minister Zulfi, through the NDIA, and they have begun helping us to alleviate some of the water in the area. Our surveyors have already started putting down the piles. We've completed over 100 lots. We've already piled those off, and we have about 300 remaining to do. And they have given me a timeline of 1 month. So in 1 month's time, we will be able to complete piling off all of the house lots within the St. Joseph Buxton area, and then we will begin showing those house lots. So by the end of January, we will be able to begin that exercise of identifying those house lots, and then you will be able to sign for your agreement of sale and then move towards processing your titles, bringing us to an end there in that area. I wanted to explain to people how where we are with that housing area, because I know some of you are here today and you will have those issues raised. So I wanted to address it comprehensively. If you go in the area, you might see the surveyors working. They've started a week ago. So they have about a month to complete that exercise. For the people in Onderneming, they were already able to identify their house lots, and we will also be coming to the region next month so we can sign up their agreements of sale and move them towards processing their titles. So that is the update in the housing and water sector. So I'm very pleased, like I said at the beginning, to be serving in this ministry, to be serving under the leadership of President Ali. And we can go to any community and hold our heads high, knowing that we have delivered on our commitments, that we've kept our promises, that we have ensured that the resources of this country are distributed equitably, and we continue to have these engagements. We're not satisfied and we fold our hands and we say, we've done enough. No, we will continue to come out into your communities, to consult with you, to meet with you, to record the new issues that you may raise. Challenges may change from time to time. And so we like to know exactly what's going on the ground. We like to hear from our people. We don't want to be separated from our people. And that has always been the style of governance of the People's Progressive Party, Civic. And you know that. You know that this has always been how this party has governed. From president to president, this has been a hallmark of successive People's Progressive Party civic government. But President Ali has really taken us to new heights. And so, Minister Onej, we have to get accustomed to the early mornings and ensuring that we keep up with his energy that sometimes I don't think is human. I think it's supernatural energy that he has. So thank you very much for coming out in your numbers this afternoon. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Susan. And I know that people in charge here are very pleased to hear about the water treatment plant and, of course, the new housing area, because those are questions being posed to me on a weekly basis. So we're happy for that update. So I will now bring the Honorable Minister Onej Waldron, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce.
Thank you very much, Chair. Your Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, our President, our beloved President, Cabinet colleagues, Regional Chair, REO, regional officials of the various agencies, government agencies, elders and residents of charity. Good afternoon. So I'll be brief. I just want to take the opportunity to greet you. As Regional Chair said, my name is Onej Waldron, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. And because of what we are doing in tourism, what all the dynamism that is happening in tourism, I wanted to take the opportunity to let you know how this region fits into our national tourism strategy and how you can all take advantage of the opportunities by being aware of the work that we have been doing and the work that we will continue to do to include the Cinderella County as part of our tourism thrust and strategy. Briefly, when we got into government in 2020, one of the things that the President, who was the former Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, said to me is that Guyana, his vision is that Guyana becomes a powerhouse, it becomes globally competitive, and it becomes a world-renowned destination for not only eco-tourists, but for visitors worldwide. And so what you are seeing is implementation and a manifestation and a direct strategy for that vision to come to life. Because you know, when the president says that Guyana, that says something, that he really and truly puts all of the resources, investment, and energy into making it a reality. Hence why we'll be able to boast 4 years later that we have fulfilled all of our manifesto promises and gone and surpassed those things. And so coming back to tourism, so when he said that one of our strategies was to diversify our tourism product, meaning that we will bring different events apart from our ecotourism, which we know about the hydro falls and our beautiful waterways, and you have that beautiful pristine water experience here with your lakes, and the fact that this county is so beautiful with all that happens here in the Pomeroon. We also have, the president has decided also that we will open up Guyana for more visitors through sporting events. That's why you see us bidding for international sporting events like the CPL, and now we have launched the global premier, the global Super League, that's going to see international players of a very high standard coming to play here in Guyana. And all of this is with a view to bring in visitors and more visitors here in Guyana. And what we have found is that we are every single year since 2020, since 2021, we have been breaking all of the visitor arrival records, even for pre-COVID. COVID, nobody was traveling, but before COVID, we have never seen the numbers for visitors coming to Guyana. People are coming every single month. Records are being broken. Even for this year alone, we are breaking our monthly records for visitor arrivals, and we're seeing that upward trajectory, and we're seeing the tangible numbers. And so we have Region 2 has been included as part of that plan. So let me explain. We have designated Region 2 as one of the hot spots for our visitors. When they come to Guyana, we have decided that the Ministry of Tourism to market Region 2. And so we have launched what we call the Essequibo Circuit. And so you are all part of this, because I don't need to tell you, when people come to your region to visit, they come spending their money. When they come to experience your various lakes and all the different things that the flora and fauna and the waterways and water sports and the regattas, all of those things, when they come, they spend their money. So what we have been doing is all across this region, we have launched, we are building out different tourism experiences, and we have built out what we call the Essequibo Circuit. So we have experiences in the Kapui, in the lakes, in Washaba, in Mashaba, in all of your in most of the indigenous communities. We are working with them to train them to get ready for this new boom that you see in tourism. I know that you're all seeing the increase in visitors, and it is not by chance. You're seeing the hotel rooms being expanded, the capacity being expanded. That is because investors and private sectors responding to the government's drive and the fact that we are investing in our people, investing in this region as it regards to tourism. So we have, and we're not doing it in an ad hoc manner. We have brought a consultant in who has studied the region. They have identified the areas in which we can have a luxury and a world-class glamping facility. We are building out that concept note, and we are putting that out to investors, and international investors can come to this region where we can have a major investment in glamping, which is a luxury camping experience in one of, and Kapui has been identified as one of those areas with that potential. Of course, we know you have mainstay and the potential that is coming out of mainstays. And all of the different activities that you see happening here, it is being deliberate. We have not only announced that we want that we're going to build out an Essequibo circuit, we've also developed a booklet and a pamphlet that showcases this region, Region 2, as a tourism destination. And so we've identified this pamphlet through our Department of Tourism, and we've built out places to visit in the magazine, where all of your areas, this includes your restaurants and bars and hotels that people can come to when they come to visit. The tourism cannot really work if you don't market, and so we have been doing that at the through the ministry. But all of this is happening because you, the citizens, you are the first and foremost in our minds. Tourism is a sustainable economic venture. When people come to your region, they come to the markets. In fact, coming to the market is an experience that visitors want to have. When people are living abroad, they come to your market, they want to have that experience, to feel the fruits and to see the freshness and to experience the community engagement and the camaraderie between vendor and the person buying. And all of those things we take for granted, we have those tours built out. So you will see people come into your community, come into your markets, coming to your hotels and your bars and your restaurants, and they want to feel that hospitality that is indicative of the Guyanese hospitality. And so Region 2, we are training your people. So we've already trained close to 2,000 persons alone in this region in all aspects of the service industry, in cooking, culinary skills, in learning to make mixology, in hotel management, in so many different areas of being able of serving, and we will continue to do that training here. Significant investment has been made in that regard. At the same time, we taking into account that we are working with our eco lodges to make sure that the facilities are made in an international standard, a high standard. We have built out a blueprint, a workbook for every single community that wants to get involved and to build an eco lodge, to show them the blueprint and what an international eco lodge would look like. And it doesn't cost any more money. It is just for them to be able to get the idea of what the lodge. So when you go to build, when the communities go to build their lodges, they're doing it at a standard that when people come, they want to have a great experience. So Region 2, this was just a very short synopsis of all the things that are happening. And we are, through the BNTF, we have opened a bakery, all women-owned bakery, for when people come, they get to, visitors come. This is an economic venture for the women in the village at Mainstay to be able to sell baked products and be part of this service industry. When people come, they have to eat. And so it has all been very strategic to teach you, give us all the skills to, when the visitors come, to be able to take advantage of these opportunities. And so you will be going to see more and more an influx of people coming here, and they're going to be spending their money, because we're going to make sure that there are so many experiences here in the region that they not only spend one day and one night, but they end up spending a week or weeks, and then they want to come back. And so that has been the part. That is what we are doing, and it's a direct strategy. I know the regional chair is also the farming, the agro-tourism is major as well. making, when the tourists come, they want to go on the coconut farms to see how the coconut is harvested. So everything that you already are doing in your communities, rice harvesting, that is all part, that will all be incorporated into this product that is called Region 2, where all of your entire lifestyle becomes, and we build it out into a world-class tourist destination. This is Region 2, and it's a direct strategy of our government, and by extension, the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. So just see, I know many of you have bought into this. Many of you have seen the benefits already. Many of you your businesses are growing as a result of this direct traffic that you're seeing with the visitors, and just know that it is not by chance, and that we will continue to build out more and more experiences, and that as you see things happening, know that it's a direct strategy so that money and finances and activity comes to this region, and that you will all be able to benefit as a result. And so thank you very much for being so attentive. Just know that in every aspect, in all of our sectors, that Region 2 and the people of Region 2, you all are part and parcel in the minds of our president when we are thinking of how you are going to be impacted by our policies. Thank you very much.
And I know he always thrilled our hearts and our president's heart too with his voice, and that melodious voice, Edon. And I was told you're going to sing a song for us. So let us welcome our own son of the soil, Edon Singh, to sing for us this afternoon.
Look, he is here. You gotta go back there because the mic, this one goes there. And turn this way, right? Yeah. Yeah. You can hold it, yeah. You can hold it. So.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I know your hearts are thrilled, right? Thank you so much, Edon Singh. Thank you to your mom also for taking good care of you. And I'm sure that many of you are thrilled. And I want to let you know also that Edon wrote his CXC. I think it's 8 subjects, and he got all 8, including maths and English, that many of you can't make it. So, a round of applause for Edon Singh. I'm so happy for Edon. So, without further ado, I know the moment you've been waiting for to listen to our very energetic, dynamic president. So, we will now have our president taking the podium.
Thank you very much. Please have your seats. Thank you so much. Distinguished residents of Region 2, my respected elders, young people, more importantly, the children of Region 2. Good afternoon. Today we have had a series of meetings in Essequibo, all aimed at aligning the vision, aligning the development path with the people. We believe strongly that the vision and ideas through which we are pursuing the transformation of our country and the transformation of Essequibo must be aligned with the thinking of the people, must be aligned with the plans and aspirations of the people. For us to realize the full prosperity and productivity, and for us to realize the full results of the developmental plans and aspirations of the government, it must be aligned with the people of the country, and in this case, the people of Region 2. It is also a hallmark of the People's Progressive Party civic government to engage with you, to listen to you, to work with you, and to deliver to you the commitments that we would have made. Today I stand humbled but proud, because when we came to you in 2020, we came with a manifesto, a program of plans, aspirations, ideas, and a vision that we asked you to embrace. And you trusted us. You embraced the vision, and you elected the People's Progressive Party civic government, and we are eternally grateful and thankful for this. But I am very pleased to report to you that the confidence you reposed in us has delivered to you the complete realization of all the commitments we made in the manifesto. As I stand before you, we have fulfilled all the promises we made in the manifesto, and we have exceeded them. We have therefore demonstrated to you that we have earned your trust, that you can trust us when we say we will do something. You can trust us with your vote. You can trust us with your future. You can trust us with your children's future. And you can trust us with the development of our country. And that is important. It is very important that those who are leading our societies and our country, that you must be able to trust what they say. And there is a short period of comparison. You also had a government in 2015 and 2020 that made numerous promises including doubling the price for paddy, including doubling the Because We Care grant. Instead, what did they do? They removed the Because We Care grant from your children's pockets. They extracted it. And we gave that grant without oil and gas. They came with oil and gas and they took the grant away. Instead of doubling paddy prices, what they said? They said to the rice farmers and other farmers that rice is private business. I came to the Pomeroon in opposition many times. And what did we see? Farmers abandoning land. Some of my friends are here. Farmers abandoning lands, lands on the water. No investment. In life, we make decisions based on facts. And if we are honest and truthful to the facts in our conscience, you will say conclusively that the People's Progressive Party civic government stayed true to its commitment and has delivered to you and your families in this region. But today, I want to speak to you a bit about the future. And Minister Onage posited to you one aspect of that future, and that is tourism. And this region is actively getting itself integrated into the tourism market. That is why we're now trying to finish the stadium at Regina. New hotels are coming on stream. And visitor arrival is not only growing in the country, but it's growing in Region 2. When you look at the demand for more ferry service, when you receive letter every month that we need more boat trips coming to Essequibo, and you see the number of persons visiting Essequibo, it tells you something. It tells you that Cinderella is rising once again from the bosom of misery in 2015 to 2020 to a place of glorious certainty and prosperity. And today, I can outline to you a series of programs and projects that we have delivered to the people of Region 2. But as I said, I wanted also to spend a few moments talking about this future we are building. Only a few days ago, we signed a contract for a critical piece of infrastructure for charity. A piece of infrastructure, but we didn't sign the contract. This contract will be signed very shortly. The contract was awarded by the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board. But this is a project that will transform charity and Essequibo and position this region into an international hub for exports, processing, bringing and aligning regional markets with Region 2 and charity. We have awarded the contract for the construction of a modern port facility and wharf here at Charity for almost $1 billion. So you will have a state-of-the-art stadium, a state-of-the-art hospital, and now an important piece of asset that will boost the competitiveness of the region, that will align the production and productivity of the region with the markets in the Caribbean. And we are not just speaking about this loosely. I'm going to demonstrate to you how we are investing in this future. I'm going to demonstrate to you how we are building the elements of holistic national development to create this future of prosperity, to create this vibrant future for you in Essequibo and Region 2. So it's not only about this port and wharf facility. It's about a facility of international standard that will bring with it other aspects of development, including a world-class packaging and storage facility. So the Ministry of Agriculture is already working on a world-class packaging and storage facility that will be linked to the port, through which the small farmers can come and find a storage facility to extend the shelf life of their product, to help us in blast freezing, to advance processing. This facility will also be supported by international standards. The Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce will tell you that the Bureau of Standards will establish a footprint here to ensure that all that we are producing is within international and regional certification, so that our product will not be hassled into getting into the other markets. The third branch, or the third limb on which this holistic plan stands on, is the creation of an agro-processing hub and food security hub within the facility itself. The establishment of another aspect of the branch, the Guyana Marketing Corporation, that will help the farmers, the producers, in the marketing of what we'll produce. They will support the marketing arm. We will definitely have to build out a transport logistics system that will connect our goods efficiently with the regional market. The facility will be able to process, package, and export value-added forestry products right from here into the region. Also, at the charity front, we want to create a recreational hub that is linked to an expansive tourism product that will give even another plan of economic benefits, economic activity, and job creation. And as you have seen, we have started, but the people must be on board too. We have to be disciplined. We have to be structured. We have to want to be in a better position. That is why the market is now completed. We are moving with well put together stalls. We're going to continue the shedding, open shed concept on this section of the market, convert the tarmac at the back into the farmers market, the building out of the wharf and the storage facility, the port facility and storage. But all of that also must be linked to production. You can have the infrastructure, but if you don't have the production or the productive capacity and capability, then you'll be sitting on white elephant. So what we have done in the last 4 years is to make very strategic investment in the productive capacity and capability of the region. So what have we done? If you look at the Pomeroon itself, that was left abandoned in 2015 and 2020. In that Pomeroon River alone, we have invested more resources than the last government invested in totality for this region. Just imagine that. We have placed 1 pontoon and 4 excavators permanently. And very soon, the second pontoon will come to the Pomeroon River as was promised, to ensure continuous drainage. But much more than that, we have invested and created more than 127 kilometers of new drainage in the Pomeroon. Can you imagine that? 127 kilometers of new drainage to enhance productivity, increase productivity, For a matter of fact, we have empowered lands and plots of lands amounting to more than 5,000 acres in the Pomeroon, benefiting more than 547 farmers. Empowered more than 5,000 acres of land in the Pomeroon, benefiting more than 547 farmers. This is investment. This is what we have done. And my friends, what have we achieved with this investment? What have we achieved with this investment? Let me tell you in a nutshell some of the achievement. We have an additional 1,000 acres of coconut under cultivation now in the Pomeroon. We have delivered more than 4,000 high-yielding coconut in the Pomeroon River, more than 2,000 citrus plants, and in the region itself, more than 10,000 citrus plants. In addition to the 5,000 acres that is already empowered, we are going to further empower 2,500 acres more in the coming months. That is 7,500 acres of land that will be placed in active production. We are also reviving and renewing the cocoa industry and the coffee industry in the Pomeroon. We want to have 10,000, not want to, by next year, we'll deliver 10,000 cocoa plants to the Pomeroon to revive the cocoa industry. And we want 300 acres of land to be cultivated back with coffee. And we're going to support with a production facility so that the market will be linked to the production. Outside of that, one of the major things about the Pomeroon River when I came in many times, and I visited the Pomeroon River many times already, was the issue with the draft. And what did we do? We invested in the dredging, and today many farmers from the Pomeroon call me. They send videos with a better draft and flow of water now that has even avoided flooding in the last rainfall. The rainfall that we had recently would have already flooded the Pomeroon. More than $550 million of investment. And I want to congratulate our farmers too, because they are also making use of this investment. We are seeing the expanded farming production to the extent that we have almost brought to the market more than 1,000 tons of plantain from the Pomeroon. These are historic numbers. So, the entire region, the production from the region will be linked to markets. And we will invest in the facility to ensure that the products are of the standard and that the market, the shelf life in the market is there so the farmers will have their produce sold. And if we are to be narrow in our view and just look at charity itself, and just be narrow in your view and ask yourself, what investment was made in charity between 2015 and 2020? And look at the investment we have made in the last 4 years. And in that 4 years, we had 2 years of COVID. We had 2 major floods and a drought season. People forget that. Because we have managed with all those constraints and managed successfully. In this region here alone, we are in charity alone, we have spent almost $1 billion in roads. And when we invest in roads, right from this quarter settlement, Suzanne was talking about, residents sent me a text message asking me to visit the community today because they wanted to show me how it has improved. And they said to me that their bank valuation from 4 years ago to now has shown an increase threefold in the value of their property because of these investments. Whether it's 3rd Street Charity New Housing Scheme, the 3rd Cross Street Phase 2, Johnny Roundabout, Market Roundabout, Supermarket Street, 3rd Street, 2nd Cross Street, Shenny Roundabout, David James, Black Street, Back Street, Cross Street, 3rd Street, River Dam, Batcher Street, David James Street, Ballfield Street, Harry Street, Charity River Dam, Shakila Barkat Street, Puree Street, Balkaran Street. No, these are the ones that we have on the agenda now. Somerset, Puree Street, Balkaran Street, Christian Street, Fatso Street, Kanai Street, Cross Street, Charity, River Dam, Shortcut Street, Rubber Dam, Grassy Dam Phase 2, Alina Street, Bamboo Dam East, Ayub Street, David James, Annie Street, 4.1 kilometers of road. Additionally, we're going to program in the next year, year and a half here for charity. This is real development. And that is if you want to look narrowly at charity alone. Of course, I am not telling you about the health centers that we have done. I'm not going to tell you about what we have done at Oscar Joseph District Hospital. I'm not going to tell you what we have done in the market, in the Charity Health Center, in Siriki Health Post, in Dredge Creek Health Post, Abraham's Creek Health Post, because all of those facilities benefited from investment over the last 4 years from this government. So, the story of development and the integration of development in this region has been enormous. For a matter of fact, per capita, for every single person living in this region, we've invested more than $3 million. Every man, woman, boy, child, baby in this region, we've invested more than $3 million to improve infrastructure and create better conditions for living. The new hospital that is coming, the $1.7 billion on the Because We Care grant, the $253 million in the National School Grant Program, the more than $213 million in textbooks, the $375 million in school feeding program, the $4.2 billion we've spent on maintaining school buildings, the investment in health care, the investment in the rehabilitation of teachers' quarters, and I can list all of these are projects only in health and education in this region. So my friends, I think we all have a conscience. And the very people who we could not have trusted in 2015 to 2020 will come again with their dirty little tricks. Because the only thing they see is division, division, division. What we are pursuing is one Guyana, one Guyana, one Guyana, in which investment is made in every Guyanese life, every community, every region, so that all of us can rise with the tide of prosperity. That is what we want. All of that. And as your president, I have no intentions on resting until the unification of the one Guyana into a prosperous, unified country is realized to its full potential. So today is just another day in the journey, another day in the story of development, the story of prosperity, the story of building, the story of conviction. And every single thing that you raised with us in all my meetings that I came here, 95% of it we have been able to fix. So my dear friends here in Region 2, I want to applaud you and thank you once again for the enormous support and confidence you pose in us. And I want to assure you that we will never ever disappoint your confidence, or we will never ever underestimate your support. As much as you love us, we love you. Together, we're going to build a stronger Region 2 and a stronger Guyana, a more prosperous Region 2 and a more prosperous Guyana. I thank you and God bless you.
So at this point, we have a huge crowd here, but a very disciplined crowd. So we will maintain this level of discipline. But I want my team to come forward. We have a team here from every agency, GWI, NIS, GPL, my office, housing, agriculture, lands and survey. So all those who have personal problems, if you have any personal issues that you would like to raise, please go to the side of the tent here and give the team information. All personal issues, go to the side there and give the team your information. All community issues, whether you want to tell us if we're doing something the right way, whether you want to give us new ideas, whether you want to share any community issues with us, those will come forward here and raise with me. Are we together? So community issues will come forward here. All personal issues will go to the team. And the team will be following up the personal issues. Within 5 days, they will get back to you on what is the status of all your issues. Are we together? Alright, so let's get this going. All personal issues will go to them. All community issues will come forward here. All community issues will go to the mic. The young lady with the mic there, let's stand behind her.
Like on Mondays and Fridays or whatever.